Well, alright guys, well, welcome back to the channel. This is part 3 of the AMT 1/1400 scale Enterprise C build-up. I should kind of take you through a little bit more what I've done here. I've gone through and painted the phaser banks gray. You can't really tell it here in this light, but painted the phaser banks, and I've painted the, as you can see, I've painted all the escape pods on the top. Those look pretty good. It looks better in person than it does on camera. And I did the same thing on the bottom. Went through and painted the phaser banks on the bottom, and then I've painted the escape pods there around the bottom, as you can see. It looks pretty good. So coming along on that, what I've done now is I've gone through on both the starboard and in the port side of the secondary hull, and I've gone through and drilled out all my windows on both sides. There's a lot of windows that had to be drilled out, and you're looking at a couple of hundred windows that had to be drilled out. And if y'all are wondering how I did that, I went to Harbor Freight. If you have a local Harbor Freight tool in your area, I picked up this drill bit set here. I'll zoom in. I broke a couple of bits off because I was doing it wrong, but I finally figured out how to. But these are hobby working drill bits, very fine tip carbide bit blades, bits. They work very well. Just got to learn to take your time on them. These are the three that I use the most right here. You just what I did is I went through and took a Sharpie marker, a fine point Sharpie marker, and marked all the windows that I wanted cut out. And there you can see there's still quite a few of them that are not cut out. And you don't want them all cut out, because then if you look in the ship on the show, not all the lights are on. So kind of going for that effect. But what I did is I took my Sharpie marker and colored in the windows that I wanted. And what I did is I took the drill bit, the fine tip, these fine tip blades here, bits, and just took, drilled one in, I took in and drilled the top and the bottom side of the window, and then just kind of lightly etched it out with the drill bit, and that ended up saving the bit from busting off, as I found out earlier when I was doing the saucer. But that's that, and it was about $8, about $8 or $9 for that. It comes in a two-piece set. You can see this one here has some ultra fine, very, very small blades, bits there that you can do for the hobbies. I'm very impressed with them. But what I've done now is I've gone through and I've primed. I put a coat of adhesion promoter, and then I primed it with some gray primer filler, and then I light blocked it with some black spray paint, and then some white paint, to where when you light it up, it'll allow the lights to bounce back and forth. And I'll show you what I've done here. I was experimenting with this and just trying to seeing what to do here on this and how much lighting to put into it. And I went in and I put this one LED strip in there on the starboard side, and to light up these windows here, and I was going to put another one on the other side, but I was thinking that was probably going to be a little bit too bright. And what I did here for the deflector dish is going to be painted, the transparent blue. What I did is I went through, and this model I had to put a bulkhead in here to mount the LED to go straight in between the two halves to where it'll light it properly. This kit comes in two different build. You can do it as the Enterprise C, or you can do it as the USS Yamaguchi. And this piece here is the USS Yamaguchi. Sorry, USS Yamaguchi. That's kind of a tongue twister to say. But this is the deflector dish for the Yamaguchi, and what I did is I drilled out the hole in the center, and it was still a little bit too far off, but what I did is I drilled another hole down the center, and just to the left of that hole, and mounted a 5mm white LED, and it turned out to look very nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these two halves together, and I'm going to set the camera down for just a second. Put these two halves together, and I'm going to light it up and show you, see what we think of it here. Things being stubborn. There we go. Alright. Pick the camera back up. Alright, now I'll make sure my two nails are right, and I'll turn this on. I'll turn the lights off here so you can see a little bit better what's going on. As you can see, I mean, it lights up real nice. So I think that's all I'm going to do for as far as the lighting on the inside, because that one LED strip turned out to be really pretty. It illuminates both sides very well. Let me flip it over here, and you can see the same for the starboard side. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that, and go from there, because there's not a whole lot of room to put all this stuff in. A lot of wiring, because on this back side here is going to be kind of tight fit, and I'm going to have to do some trench work on the pylons. So I think that's all I'm going to do for the lighting on that, because there's not going to be a whole lot of room. And I had to right here is where the saucer sits down on top of, and I had to drill out a place to, you're going to have to, if you do a lighting kit on this, you're going to have to drill out a place on the top side right there to run your wires down from the saucer. I was going to try to mount the board on the inside of the secondary hull, but there's not going to be a whole lot of room, I think, so I'm just going to probably have to mount the board on in the base, which it came with this kit comes with a very nice dome base. So excuse me here, I got a little bit of heartburn. But the next step will be to paint, go in and put the primary coat down, and this section here is going to be a darker color, and then we have the grid lines here, so we're going to have to paint, set this up to where you can see it there. I'm going to have to go in and do the grid work, so I'm going to have to paint this the primary color. What I may do is paint the darker color first on this grid line here and back here, and then go back through, tape over the grid lines, and then spray the light color on top of it, and then take it off, and you should have that perfect grid line you see. So this color here is going to be the darker color, and then you're going to have a grid line there on both sides. So looking forward to it. If you notice on the front side, right in here on the bottom of the neck, there's two holes, two tabs for the torpedo tubes, and I'm not quite for sure if I'm going to light those or not. I may using a little bit of this fiber optic tubing here. So anyway, that's just a quick update. The next time you see this, I'll have an update. We'll go through and work on the nacelles, getting them painted and getting them lit, and I'll take you through on that and show you how to do that. So again, thank you for watching, and we will see you around. Have a good night.